So hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about when science tells stories, narrative design in popular physics texts. So when I heard about this seminar, the first thing I thought was how it is two cultures, and then I found out how different are humanities and sciences, and then I found out that there is a theory of two cultures given by C.P. Snow. So he basically has said that the science and the humanities are sometimes so different that they have become two cultures, or you can say two entire galaxies, he calls it. And he says that but the clashing point of these two subjects, these two disciplines, and these two galaxies can produce creative chances. And he gives a few, you can say, he gives a few ways to make this creative chances. And the first is to address the educational gap, that we must not prioritize one other one is bigger. We cannot say that one subject is more important than the other. We have to um, accept that both of them are extremely important. There must be dialogue between both of these disciplines, and there must be collaboration. So I am so glad to participate in this, which is like a collaboration event between the sciences and literature. Building on Snow's theory, John Brockman talked about the third culture. He basically says that the third culture is of scientists who write like writers. So they present their works to common people in such a manner that it is understandable to them. And then I thought about some of these books that I have read, and I realized that it is true because I love to know about physics and space travel and all of that. And I want to know deeper about it, but because I come from a literature background, there is a little, you can say, there is a little, it is a little difficult for me to understand. And so here is my research question, that there are these popular texts that make it easier for the common public to grasp these kind of difficult concepts. So how do these popular physics texts employ narrative strategies to transform scientific knowledge into a story? And my hypothesis is that the popular physics writing constructs the cosmos through narrative techniques such as focalization, narrative temporality, and quest structures, transforming scientific explanation into a literary experience. So, for this paper, my selected texts were these: Carl Sagan's Cosmos, which is written as a collaborative between his, like, this is his work, written work, and there is also a Cosmos, a television series, both of them having 13 chapters and 13 episodes. And it deals with very you can say integral scientific concepts, but he is explaining them in very simple manner. So you can say nature of cell, and how the universe is forming, and all of those difficult concept he has narrated in his work in very simple manner. Then there is Stephen Hawking's work, A Brief History of Time, in which he talks about so many, you can say, basic concept of space, time. Then he talks about unified theory, and all of these in such a manner that we can understand. And the last one that I've selected is Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. So it is also like explaining astrophysical concept to in very simple manner, to, you can say, in layman terms, to normal people, so that we can understand what is going on. And my theoretical framework for this presentation is narratology. And in narratology, I have decided to focus on three main concepts, which is focalization, given by Janet, which talks about the position of the reader within the work. So we say that who is the narrator, who is observing this, and how are they describing it. So that would be the focalization point. Another is narrative temporality, also given by Gerard Janet. And narrative temporality talks about how deep time, like how we see the advancement of these cosmos and everything, the universe. It is billions and billions of years of old, but the writers of these works have transformed it in such a manner that it has given them a narrative scale, so that we can understand it in a better manner. And the last one that I'm focusing on is quest narrative. So if somebody is, so many times it happens that somebody is just giving like a lecture sort of a thing, and they are saying it in a very monotonous sound, and we get bored of it. But quest narrative makes sure that you keep your curiosity alive, and you are actually, there is an epistemological suspense, so you are just you are wanting to know what will happen next, which often happens in stories. So let us begin with focalization. In the work Cosmos by Carl Sagan, there is an experimental sort of focalization. Carl Sagan says that the cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. So because universe wanted to know itself, it created the humans, and now we can understand ourselves deeply. So this is a very experimental focalization because it puts the narrative in both the places. You are a human person observing all of this, but at the same time you are also the entire universe. So we can say it is a very experimental point and combination of reader plus universe. Then there is a brief history of time, in which there is questioning and explaining. So the writing of that work is such in such a manner that Stephen Hawking begin by questioning that why do you think time exists, why do you think this happens, why do you think that happens. He first gives these questions and allows reader to ponder on them, and then he begins to answer them. And in last one, astrophysics for people in a hurry, you can say the focalization is explained in the title itself, because it says astrophysics for people in a hurry, so people who do not have time to sit down and read like lots of work, to sit down and understand so much, so for them, but are also interested, so for them this work is written. So you can say the focalization here is of a normal man of today's society who does not have a time but who still has curiosity. And the tone of the work is very conversational, and he's like, it feels like you are talking to a friend. Then another concept is narrative temporality. So Carl Sagan is famous for this. He has invented something called cosmic calendar. So he says that 13.8 billion years of universe's history is compressed into 1 year. And you might have heard that he says that human only came in existence in the last 2 seconds before the 31st of December. So in that manner, you can say the billions of years are compressed into one. Talking about narrative temporality of Hawking, he gives this historical progression of scientific theories. He starts by beginning that when people used to think that Earth is the center of the universe. He also says that about different. He also gives introduction to different myths that people used to say that Earth is balanced on turtle's shell. So it's like not scientific at all. But from there he starts, and he goes on to talk about Einstein, Newton, all of their theories, and how all of this is progressing. So we see like a historical map of where we were and where are we now. So in this manner, Hawking is written. And Tyson has in Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, he has given brief narrative snapshots. So when you read the chapter, like they're very short chapters, and then it starts by explaining something, and then there is a little break. I have given this quote as an example. This is the break, that first this happened, then a millionth of a second has passed since the beginning, and then this happened, then 2 minutes have now passed since the beginning, then this way it developed. So you can say that it becomes digestible to the reader, and we can say that it feels like browsing through photographs, that okay, this happened, then this happened. So in very brief snapshot it is done. Another one is quest narrative. I think Stephen Hawking's book is the best example for this, because he has, throughout his novel, work, A Brief History of Time, he has given this idea that humanity's deepest desire for knowledge is justification enough for continuing quest, and our goal is nothing less than a complete description of the universe we live in. So Stephen Hawking's describes like this all the narrative advancement like this, that this is the goal we have to reach, and we are the protagonist, and we have to do this now, we have to do this, we have to find a unified theory that explains everything, and then we will be able to understand our universe better. So in this manner, quest narrative works in Stephen Hawking's work. In Astrophysics for People in a Hurry and in Cosmos, both of these works also, we can see this quest narrative, that the writers are talking that we want to do this, like this is the ultimate goal, but this is how it began. Like it is turned into a complete story because of the use of quest narrative. And so my conclusion is that this study demonstrates the popular physics text transforms scientific exploration into a narrative experience, because it does not feel like a academic monotonous, you can say, a collection of facts, but it feels like a story. and it is better for understanding for somebody who does not have a background in science. And so in the selected works, the universe is not presented as a collection of physical laws, but as I said, like a cosmic story. And through these narrative structuring and complex cosmological ideas become accessible. And we can say that ultimately these popular science writings function as a bridge between scientific knowledge and human imagination. And you can say there is a prose of universe, all of the science, and these writers have turned it into poetry that is understood by humans. These are my references, and thank you. Now for any question you have.
Yes, it's a very nice presentation. I think you have gone very deep into that particular things. And my question is that how did this idea come to your mind that you should work on this?
Actually, sir, when I heard about the seminar that it is science plus literature, so one of the first things that I thought was astrophysics for people in a hurry, because I was reading that book at the time. So I thought that, maybe something with this. And then this idea came to my mind that there are so many books like these that make us understand the world in such a manner, because as I said, that we are not from the science background. So it becomes very difficult to understand all of this, but we also have curiosity to know about it. So then I came into idea that there are these works, so how are they transforming it into a story? Because if you ask a scientist that, okay, tell us about your work, and they tell it in a, like as I said, a monotonous way, they start with all the difficult terminology, so you'll get bored and you'll not understand anything. And so like it was a marvel for me that these people, they are so you can say highly qualified in their own subjects, but at the same time they can simplify it in such a manner that we can understand. So I thought that I wanted to work in it. Okay, sir, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. And best of luck for your future career. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir.